Good morning.
Good morning.
Back in Montana. It's great.
Nice. Yeah, back in the good old US of A, huh?
Yeah, right.
Can you hear me all right? I was having
I
issues
can.
with my microphone last.
No, you're coming in loud and clear. Loud and clear.
Whoop, whoop.
I've been looking for the pun. So forward to the pun episode because this is episode 31. We've been doing this
Crazy.
now 31 weeks in a row. I don't think we've missed a week, have we?
No.
I've missed and you've missed, but together
But
we
collectively
haven't missed.
we have not missed,
which is, I'm sure, an important story and meta conversation to have about how we are better together as humans and all of that. But we're going to skip it and just go straight to the content of building something in Punland.
Punland. I do.
It's going to be so pun. I can't wait.
So I think the backup for this, like, to sort of give everyone who maybe is wondering, like, why are Sami and Tim obsessed with puns, other than the obvious, which is puns are awesome. As I'm building our weekly AI4AnyoneLIve, I intentionally try to write in some sort of like stupid pun for our title, because it was either like try and get really heavy on the SEO, which LinkedIn event titles just don't allow you to do.
No, exactly.
Or have fun with it, and then we can SEO like the YouTube, right? And so what's been awesome about it is from there, then one day Tim starts popping up with our Upskillerators having puns in them. And I was like, I think I slacked you and like John David and Dan and other Dan and said something along the lines of like, I think this is trademark infringement or something like that. And John David was like, I think you had all of us just like our hearts stopping. I was like, no, I'm just kidding. It's just that I claim the puns. What are you doing?
Right.
And that's what this idea was.
I was in an airport. I was like in an airport when I saw that come through, and I was like, wait, what? So yeah. Can I just say the strategy of building authentically on what is truly you is the winning strategy in the long run. And I'm saying that because I don't do enough SEO work when I'm looking at how we're building content. But it's all changing anyway, and what it's changing towards is around authenticity, expertise, authority, and one other E I can't remember. So I feel like actually building around your authentic self and being who you are is actually again and again just cropping up in life as the way to go, right? And doing that in a smart way, right? Like doing that with metadata, maybe.
Yes. Before we get into it, I do want to give a shout out to Julia, who you actually know, so I'll probably let you talk a little bit more.
I know. So Julia Campbell. If you do not follow Julia Campbell, follow Julia Campbell. So she's got a podcast called Nonprofit Nation. She is the social media czar, the Zarina, I guess. I don't know. So I'll say how I met Julia for the first time. So I was a little bit starstruck. I had flown to Las Vegas, and there was it was Icon, which I'd never heard of anymore before. So I was like, I don't know what AFP is. I don't know what Icon is, but I did know that Tim Sarantonio and Mallory Erickson were there, and I flew there to meet them and to ask them a question about whether I should name my business The Human Stack or something else. So that's why I was.
Oh my gosh! Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Different world.
I know. It was. It was going to be Humanity Matters. So a spin off of Now It Matters. Anyway, doesn't matter. Right? I know. It was good. It actually had a lot of juice. But both Tim and Mallory were like, no, Human Stack. So here we are. Anyway, while I was there, I got to meet all of these speakers, and Tim Sarantonio did this event. It was so cool. He basically threw up a bunch of slides that speakers had never seen before, and they all had like 2 minutes to give a off-the-cuff speech. And it was one of the best events I've ever seen. It was so cool to watch them do it. Julia got up there and reigned supreme.
Okay.
Like her like what she said was perfect, completely poised, the right amount of humor and seriousness. Anyway, I was like so impressed. So that's Julia. We've been friends since, and I've been on her podcast. Really love what she's up to, and she's doing this summit, social media summit, starting next. I think it's next week. I can't remember the dates, but it is next week. Grab this QR code and hop on. Julia was going to be here this morning and then couldn't make it, so we'll have her on another time. But if you're not following Julia, A, follow, and B, catch this nonprofit social media summit. And the thing I will say about all of Julia's work, she gives so much away in terms of resources. You'll have a Google Drive folder that is full of more things than you can use. Sponsored by Neon One, so there's our friends over at Neon One. This is just a great event to hop into, up your game on social media, and really make some advancements in that. So.
Hey, fun fact, Adam Jorgensen here, who's with Giving Tuesday, he's from Sioux Falls. He moved away recently, but like,
no way.
He's from home.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Here's your Tim Sarantonio. This is just, I pulled up the.
And Abby's on there as well.
There's so many amazing.
I know, absolutely.
This is crazy.
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. So
Mina Das, crazy.
I know, it's great.
Here's your agenda. I'll definitely be attending. And it's free, right? Like, yes, if you want to sort of like have the recordings and things, you can pay for those as well. But to your point earlier, like, completely free.
Yeah.
Absolutely available for everyone. So
right. So hop in, grab that, get the QR code, head over to the summit, and we'll see you over there.
Absolutely. All right. So to kick us off, Tim, I want to show you a couple of things that like I made or I started in prep for today, right? So knowing that we were going to do something with puns, but not sure how we were going to do it. I want to show you sort of like my line of thinking and where I ended up.
Great.
Because I also think it'll help us figure out maybe like, what do we want to build today?
Oh, I know what I want to build.
Amazing.
Let's go. Let's see it.
Okay, so to start off, I want to generate a prompt, right? So remember this was a good 10 episodes ago when I live made the nonprofit Geminator, right? Where we made a gem that helps create other gems, which is awesome. Really came in clutch. And that was actually sort of where I got this idea of like, oh, this episode could, if we didn't do like any sort of like building something live, this could literally be like let's put all the pieces together and show you how all of these fit together, which is super fun. But so this is where it kind of asked me like, how do you want to build it? You know, some of this stuff. I love that like the way we wrote our Geminator is it's sort of saying like, to make it effective, it needs to be grounded in your org's identity, like to not pass over those lightly. That is an awesome thing that I always appreciate that with the human stack work that we do, you in particular are always bringing that sort of like frame of mind of like, how do we make sure this is grounded in our work?
Yep.
And we've seen that, like I've done that in other areas, like when I presented our board of directors last week. But the deal with that is, that was a person. This is sort of saying like anything you build, make sure it's grounded in you and who you are and what you stand for. So anyway, got all the awesome things. Also, look at this. We just want to say you're all super. That kills me. That's so bad.
Wait, did you share this gem with me? Can you share it? I think we made this before gems were shareable.
Oh, I'm sure we did. Here.
Okay. Can you share this gem with me? And we will also put this gem up in the background so that others that want to grab the Geminator can go grab the Geminator, because this wasn't made for like, this is brand agnostic, right? It will help you create a gem for your brand. Okay, great, perfect.
Because it's the Meta AI assistant for custom gem development. Yep.
Okay, cool, great. All right,
let me send you.
Awesome.
That's in our back channel there. Okay, so then I generated the. I actually did not generate a gem. I just used that as a prompt because I didn't need a pun gem just yet. I wanted to do some research.
Okay. On puns?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Cool.
You are a cognitive linguist and professional comedy writer,
Oh my
especially in the
gosh.
science of wordplay and humor theory.
Okay. And how did you created this with the Jokenator?
No, sorry. I thought I did, but then when I was reading again, I actually created this with one that you and Dan have given me.
Oh.
Which is it's how Dan sort of decides how he's running his deep research.
Yeah.
And I actually this is the flaw of sharing gems. Dan shared it with me in, like, let's say a Zoom link where like I can't go access it again. Well, I had accessed that gem, which I can't share, of course, because it's not mine. I'd accessed that gem on like my South Dakota Nonprofit Network email. So I had to go run this prompt over there. So that's a little bit of a flaw of like I clicked it and it loaded in a different one. And so now I can only get that unless I need to just ask Dan to share the gem again.
Yeah.
But how
That's
funny. But anyway, I mean, here's all of it asked me a bunch of questions before it gave it to me, right? And then here's the requested research task, persona task, format, context. And so it was giving us like and this wasn't a deep research. I thought about doing a deep research, but I was like, I wonder what it would do if I just did sort of like ask.
Right.
Because I think I default to deep research a lot, but I don't always need to. So persona is this cognitive linguist and comedy writer. The task is conducting comprehensive academic grade research into the psychology of puns, right? And so it gave me this four-part foundational blueprint: educational framework, educational or evaluation metrics, Gemini prompt blueprint, and then audience talking points, which I just love, right? So then it broke all of those down, and we can definitely get into these later. But then the last thing I did was I put it over here and I said, I did it again. I actually had to do deep research on this one. Then I had it build me a website. And then I was like, hey, give me the right branding. You know better. So here's deconstructing the pun, the human stack demonstration of humor science. So it talks us through the acts, and then I added like the Gemini-ify features. So like we could type in here if we want to like run live analysis. So I want to like consider some of this as we're building what we build to see like, okay, so what is the deconstruction of it? Because if you want to see then like what the deep research was, which was
no. Before you get down the road on this, we've got enough here, right? So the objective right now is to build a pun machine, right?
Let's do it.
Okay. So you've got some like behind the website that you built, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is in a canvas. There's a long either prompt or an idea that created this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you take that long idea right there and put it into that's going to be, make that into a document and share it with me.
Yep.
Okay. All right, cool. So grab that. And then I want to build this in Opal because I want to keep it all within the Gemini family. And I want to show people what you can do. Hi, Karen. Thanks for joining. Good to see you.
I publish this to the web so people can see it too.
Sure. Yeah, it's great.
I'll send it to you in the back channel. And then while you open up Opal, do you want to first maybe remind everybody what just the like high level of what Opal is? And then while you start, I'll actually put it up on our LinkedIn here.
Yeah, Opal allows you to create a workflow that takes some input that you give it in a bunch of different forms, and then it will allow you to create, so it will generate some results, some output. And you can put that output in multiple different ways. You can create a video, an audio file. You can just do like generic output like we're talking about, right? So it creates an output, and then you can take that output and put it either in a document, or you can send it to a website, or put it in a website. So you can do different things with it. The thing that's different about Opal is that Opal really allows you to be more determinative. So if you give someone a gem, they have to know what to tell the gem. And then when the gem does something, they have to know what to do with the results, right? And what what we're looking for is something that will take an input and not require any previous knowledge from that person or anything else. They can just like type in a sentence and a pun will come out the other end, right? So
yeah. Oh, I see why you chose Opal then. Yep.
Does that make sense? Because with a gem, you really have to know what is it that I'm trying to do.
Yeah, whereas like we're taking that burden away from the end user and we're saying like, no, we've got the setup.
Yeah, exactly.
We will do that. All you need to do is tell me what you want to sound like a pun.
Right, exactly. Okay, so I'm going to build it.
Remember, just really quickly, we didn't actually get all the way into those, but like when we had Dan on when you were gone, we'd started the process of building out like how would we build an AI role assessor or AI workshop like Dan did through Opal. So like folks didn't have to think through what might we do. This would come up with those decisions for them. So
exactly, right.
We visited this briefly before.
Okay, and I'm going to share my screen because I actually want to build this. Okay. So
this is gonna be weird for me.
So a few things about Opal. We're going to be doing exactly what we would do with a gem, which is to create instructions in the background and then maybe add some files so that it knows what to do. The only difference here is it's going to work like a form or a wizard, right? And so you can only use a couple of things about Opals. You can only use this in the US. So if you're not in the US and you have a US account of like a workspace that's in the US, you can VPN. I know this because last week I was doing this in Poland. You can VPN so that you're in the US and then do it. So
I didn't even think about that. I'm going to Ireland in the spring. And I was like, oh, I'm going to have to.
Yep. Okay, let me share my screen here. And we've already seen, let's see. We've already seen what Opal, like where to go for it. So, all right. This, by the way, is very much in experiment mode. So just be aware of that. That means that it's got a few kinks in it that won't work every time. So,
and you can tell that like up in the top left-hand corner, it literally says experiment next to it. It's also one of the reasons why it's only available in certain locales and things like that. So just remember that when things are in experiment mode, I mean, even when things aren't in experiment mode, we've seen live, like sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, sometimes. And what do you say? You say it's not like things aren't working. It's just we learned a different way.
It's unexpected, right?
Yeah.
So I always use the language, oh, this is an unexpected output or whatever. Okay, so what you can see here is I'm typing in, you're the Punisher, you're a pun making machine, you ask for input, use a document, we will provide, wait, hold on, and use a prompt, we will give you later. For now, just say insert prompt here, and then put this in a styled output using our brand colors. And then I finally did this where I did, if I type in like this, colors, it will allow me to just add my brand colors, which I just love. So, okay. All right. I do that in text edit. You can also do that. That's in the settings on Apple's like on Macs. So there's something similar for Windows and for the Google OS as well. Okay. All right. One other thing, styled output in a website. Okay. All right. And then one thing I've learned on this is to copy before you hit enter, because
you can't find it again.
Once it's gone, right? So I've learned to do that. While it's thinking about that, what'll happen is it's going to start putting things over here on a canvas. All right. This is perfect. Oh, look at that. The Punisher.
Wow. That was quick. I have not had it go that quick before.
Right. Okay, cool. So let's just look at what is given us now. And I'm going to zoom in a little bit so we can see this. right here. In the chat, if you've created an opal before, tell us what you created and tell us how it worked. And if you haven't, and you can think of one that you'd want to create, let us know. I'm going to share this app when we're done with it, so anybody that has Gemini will be able to use it. So it's called the Punisher. Enter text for a pun. So this right here.
Interesting that it didn't need any context. Like you didn't actually give it context yet, right?
Well, okay, so here is, let me just, so that we can read this. Oh no, I didn't. I hit the wrong. I saved everything. I just hit Apple C instead of V, and now it's gone. So, okay.
That happens to me all the time.
I know, I hate that. What I did is I said, we're going to give you a prompt later. So for now, just, leave it alone. Yeah. I want to show people what you can do in the input text. So right here, if you click on advanced settings, you can have input types of either a video, a file, a text, image, audio, or any. I'm just going to leave it at any. That means if we dropped a file in there, it would do it. If we dropped a video in there, whatever. Okay. All right. Then the next step, you see this little arrow, and you can draw your own arrows. So if you just pull an arrow over here, it'll allow you to create another step, but we're not going to. All right. So now we're on the pun, right? And you can see that this is called enter pun, and that's wrong. We actually want to say enter idea, right? For pun.
Yeah.
All right. So this is where you're entering an idea that you want. And then notice right here, this just updated to enter idea for pun. Whatever this says is what this will say, because it's literally using this as input for itself. Okay. All right, cool. And then you sent me a document, I think, right? That's got the
in the internal chat.
Okay, let me go find that and open that up. Cool. I see it now. I'm going to pull this on so that people can see it as well. So this is the document that got shared, right? So wordplay, and I'm not going to read all of this. Also, this is going to make it take a lot of time if we do all of this, but I'm going to add it all in here. I'm not going to add all the quotes in there, but I
did send you a Google Doc version. Are you able to attach from the Google Drive anyway?
You can actually. So yeah, send me that over. And I think this is a Google Doc.
It is. The link I gave you is the sort of published to web link. So
gotcha. I see. Okay.
I sent you another one, and I did just share it with you. So if you were to search your Google Drive, it should show up too.
Okay, that's cool. And so I'll do that in a second. And in the meantime, I'm just going to put this right here. So step 2 is this. Read the prompt below. And then right here, that's the input text. And then below that, I'm going to put prompt. And then I'm going to paste everything you just gave me. And that should, so it's now really long. I think that might be a little bit fast, but that's okay. And this is new, review with users. That's cool. There's human in the loop now.
Oh,
right. Okay. And then display the pun on a web page. Okay. So this is, so we're just going to try this out now. So the Punisher is ready to just try out. So we're going to click enter the pun, and what we want to name for find a pun about Sammy's last name, Zoss. And she's in a competition next week. Is that right? It's a competition?
It's not a competition.
Presenting.
I'm just presenting. I thought you were going to say she's in a pickle shirt, though. I'm going to be honest.
Of directors.
I specifically chose my pickle shirt today because there's so many good puns off of pickles.
I'm going with this. What's the name of that thing? The Edge?
Yeah, AI Edge.
A introduction of 5 sentences that use puns in it. About AI, about, what's the name of the thing? It's Edge?
AI Edge. Yeah,
AI
digital
Edge. Conference. and Zoss and
Human stack.
the human stack. Okay, all right. So now it's going to think. That is, I do not know what to expect from this. This might be terrible.
No idea. I love when we do that though.
But it is thinking now. And I just want to show right here, you can see that it has already completed this step. Oh, now it's doing this step. So it's at least going through the steps, and we can see we're delighted to welcome Sami Zoss, who is poised with some serious zest. I would say cutting edge insights, the human stack. I would not qualify any of this that much, but here we go. And so now we've got, it looks like it's done. So,
I think so,
yeah, let's see it. Why it's supposed to show us.
Oh, do preview.
No items.
Now hit refresh.
Yeah, it's going to take us through that again. Okay. Oh. I do not like that. I did not think that worked very well.
I wonder, can you duplicate an opal?
You can.
Leave this one.
Well, actually, check this out. If you just copy and paste it, boom, right there.
Oh.
Right? So now
I'd love to see like my science one, and then let's build another prompt.
Okay.
That's more like us, right?
Well, I'm just going to do,
Karen goes, meh.
I know, exactly. I am with Karen. That is not, like, I could definitely do better than that. Okay, I want to see what happens. So we're just going to leave this one out there. This is like advanced prompt, right? Okay, so we're going to leave that out there. And then in this one, that's going nowhere. I just want to see what happens if we start it again. And we're going to say create puns from, create 10 puns for Sami's last name, Zoss. Let's make it a little bit simpler.
Oh yeah, maybe giving it a little less.
All right, so it just jumped all the way to generate puns. Now it's doing that. If you look in the console. All right.
That's an amazing Zoss.
All right. Nice Zoss to it. These aren't great. I'd still say these aren't great, but what I really want to do is find out like why didn't it show us the thing last time? Okay. I think it's done. So it thinks it's done it. Preview. Oh, here we go. All right. That's an amazing Zoss. Generate new pun. Oh, look at this.
Oh,
that's
okay.
Cool.
I mean, that's
yeah.
The user interface is kind of dope.
Yeah, it is really. And okay, so it's kind of funny. It's saying generate new pun. We didn't tell it what to make. We just said, here's the stuff. Okay. So don't be at a Zoss for words. Okay, that's pretty good, right? All right.
I actually hate that we did this because you are going to like use all of this against me.
Okay, now the next thing, so this is the way I operate. And I feel like this is how I think about AI. I don't usually pre-plan everything. No surprise there. And the reason for that is now that I'm seeing this, I know what I don't like about it, right? So, and I know what it's doing that I want it to do more of. So what I don't like about it is that a lot of these aren't really like extra Zoss to the party. Doesn't really make any sense. The previous one was like this is clearly playing off the word loss. And what puns really need to do is identify a word and then make a play off of that word. And we didn't tell it to do that. So that's what I want to add, right?
Hey, I have a surprise for you.
Yes.
Hi, Tim.
What? Hey.
No, Tim Sharantonio. Tim, oh my gosh. Welcome to AI4AnyoneLIVE.
Yeah.
He commented and I was like,
I mean, look, this.
I know. I was like, look, if you're engaged and you want to hop on and vibe with us, here's the link. And he goes, sure, LOL. And I was like,
yes, that's the most Tim thing ever.
Yeah,
the most Tim thing ever.
I got a half an hour before a 3-hour workshop internally, so let's actually have some fun.
Let's do it.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. I was telling everybody about how I met Julia Campbell, and
yeah,
it was do you remember at AFP Icon in Las Vegas, when you did that speaker thing, it was like one of the best things ever.
Yes.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Amazing. Yeah. Anyway.
Sorry, everyone, for I don't want to kill the momentum of the
No,
project.
we're good. We're good.
I don't want Dan angry in the comments.
Yeah. Okay, here's where we're gonna go with this. I've got an idea.
Yeah.
So Tim, if you've been following along, we're creating
a little bit. I got tagged in about the thing that I think like you were bringing up, but I had a question, Tim. Actually, this is why,
ask it,
Sammy. So things like this, right? Like I enjoy these. I'm joining a little late for the context of this entire pun venture, but like the practical reality is that, I'm wondering, in your experience, because you do this a lot more in practice with people, but my wife has a boss in a completely different sector, different part of the world, that loves things like this too. They work in fire protection engineering, and he's like doing like image creation for things like mock-ups to teach people, or bots. He helped me with some cool things that I can tell you later on. But sometimes my wife might be using things, or he's using things, and they just kind of start breaking a bit. What's the level of like comfort on a baseline thing, like coding level or just understanding of technology, that you need to maintain something like this?
Yeah, great question. So
like, what's the entropy of AI?
Right. So there's two answers to it, right? There's two answers.
Solve it today, Tim.
This is why this is why I guess I'm here. So
yeah, no, it's great. It's great. And I love that question. There are things that won't break in the future.
Yeah.
And the more you build onto things that won't break in the future, the more it's going to work. There's a link into simplicity, complication, and complexity. So to just keep this in like pretty straightforward language, simple things that you build in long-term infrastructure are not going to have a problem. Complicated things in long-term infrastructure, you're going to have to check in on. But the fewer pieces you've got in there, the longer term is going to work. When you cross into complexity, when you're adding in vibe coding on a platform, maybe like Replit, which is currently my favorite, or Lovable.
Love Replit.
Right?
Love Replit.
Right, exactly. Yeah. You are going to need to check in on that architecture and have a DevOps system, so developer operations system, that goes in and checks on it every once in a while. And the places that it's going to break are at the generation areas. So in DevOps, you're going to hook stuff up to a backend database.
Yep.
That's probably going to be okay, right? But where you're creating artifacts that are getting populated to the backend database, you're going to need to update that and make sure it works about every 6 months, because the models will change. And when the models change, inputs create new outputs, even if the inputs stay the same. And this is the part of technology we're not used to yet.
Well, okay, and I'm gonna throw some even more chaos your way on here.
Sure, yeah,
which is the impending bubble that we're hearing about. What that means in practice is that when some of these companies that people may be relying on for that infrastructure that you're talking about, that initial creation, go out of business and they disappear.
You think in 2001, like pets.com, right?
Like that's but
I was in first grade. No, I don't think of that.
That was
oh my gosh. Yeah, right. Thanks, Sammy.
Thank you.
Can we get Sammy off
I'm gonna
of
go.
Here?
I'm gonna go.
Exactly. I'm sorry. My dentures are falling out.
Yeah, no, I'm being pushed. I'll be pushed on a raft or an igloo. A big ice thing out into the water. Right.
Yeah.
So, but that's what I mean in terms of like the ramifications of infrastructure, because most people don't realize that the internet is held together by basically digital duct tape, and so there's all these weird automation elements, all these things that are interconnected. When AWS goes down,
for a few hours,
a lot of things break.
Yep.
And so when I think that was an interesting distinction too, that when you're talking about, you know, when you choose your tech stack in a lot of different ways, it's like, what's going to, you know, nobody gets fired for choosing IBM, that type of thing, right? Like that's why there are dedicated set tech players. But I think that we're going to see a bit of, yeah, it's a trapper keeper straight up.
Oh my God. No way.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
So anyway, sorry. So I think that kind of helps answer my question. It also helps people think about the larger.
Well, I want to add one other piece.
But yeah, then we could go back to the pun-isher.
Yeah. No, like, we're gonna nail the pun.
I'm out of here soon, folks. Sorry for hijacking it.
No. This is a question a lot of people are asking, and here's a way to think about this. Right. First of all, if you learn how to do something, that is mobile and portable. So the next time you do it in whatever system, you are going to do it faster with more understanding. So iterating your own skills is actually a missing piece that people gloss over and don't realize.
Yeah.
If you do that with a team, so your whole team knows how to do that, you become invincible. And that's that is going to be the defining factor of organizational development in the next 10 years. How well can your team skill up on new tools? Because we're about to start flipping tools at rates people cannot imagine right now.
I 100% agree. And you're going to hear a lot more about this from me, Tim. Can't wait to catch up. It's been a bit.
I know it has been a bit. So that's the first thing. The second thing I want to say on that is
education is skills, education, that type of stuff. And what I love about AI in a lot of different ways is that it gives you a sandbox that you can play with that's a little safe. And people have in the past gotten yelled at or even fired for trying to think outside of the box. And this is literally like, I can yell into this black box in some ways, but at least it's the abyss, yells back now.
Exactly. You just named
I really like that
UAT,
quote.
right? UAT is when the abyss yells back, right?
UAT is when the abyss yells back. I love that.
I do too. I really like that. I know, exactly.
It's UAT.
User acceptance testing.
Thanks.
Right? No, it's great. Or it doesn't yell back and you're really in trouble.
Yeah. Then it's a
the second thing I want to say
whatever,
is avoid complexity. So we're in Opal right now because we're asking for a simple thing that has an edge of complication and no complexity. And that is because it's all contained within one system. It's not relying on anything else. And you can see what happens across as it's playing through. So this console means that you have DevOps built into it. And right now, this is the only chain, like simple user level. This is not like AWS Bedrock, right? This is a simple, you can hop in here and create a few of these things and then share them with your team. This is now possible. And this is the only tool that's running it at this level. So that's what the other half of this is: use tools that will not break and use processes that are so simple they cannot fail. So those are the other design principles.
I want to thank you both for letting me pop in. I'm going to let you get back because I'm just going to start distracting because I'll ask questions that'll.
No, this is great. Thanks for hopping in.
Thanks for inviting me, Sammy. That was a lot of fun. And I think that's what I think is where the future of learning can go, is like this peer experience. Like, this is why I was like, oh, this is cool. Like when I got tagged in, just like even now, it's like I didn't even know this was happening, right? Like, Tim, you put all your stuff and I read them and everybody reads it.
Yeah, no, it's moving too fast.
10,000 messages between, what weird shirt am I going to wear today? What are the kids yelling about this morning? Heading out to breakfast.
That's so true. That's so life.
Right? All of this input. And so where it was cool is got tagged with Mallory in a thing, looked at it, was really like, oh, this is intriguing. And then immediately being able to come in and join, like, this is peer learning, right? This is where the future can go. So keep it up. I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for joining.
Thank you so much for joining, Tim.
Let's have you on. And the next time you've got an event, let's promote it. have you?
Oh,
yeah, like
say
we
what it
talked
is?
about.
Tim, we got some
Right,
stuff
man.
to talk about. We got
Good to
some
see you.
stuff to talk
Thanks for
about.
hopping on.
Good to see
I
you.
love it. Thank
All
you
right.
so much, Tim.
Bye.
I thought you'd appreciate that.
I do. That was great. Yeah. Okay.
I do have his LinkedIn up in the corner for anyone that wants to give him a follow. By the way, he is a great thought leader to follow in this space.
Absolutely. Yes. Okay, Sami, here it is. I've just added a line, and I'm just doing what I think about when I make a pun, right?
Heck yeah.
I create a relevant line or phrase. I swap out a word that rhymes, and that's your pun, right? Okay. Do that 10 times for 10 different phrases. All right, let's try this and see how this works. Okay, back to theme. We're going to redo this. What was it that we did last time? Create a
pun with
about
Sami's last name or something like that.
About Neon One and Tim Sarantonio. All right. And we should say create puns, right? Might get confused about that. All right, good. Now it's thinking it should already be on generating puns. You can see right here, the console is so helpful in this. And you can actually, this is one of the only places where they really let you dig into what the
slow down really quick.
are.
I don't know that I've seen that very well.
Oh, yeah. All right, so we got an error.
I see that. Oh, it shows that it's retrying again, like 1 out of 5, which is nice.
Right. Oh, that's kind of good. Cheer the conversation with Neon One. Is shine. Okay. You know what I missed in here is you have to take a phrase that everybody knows.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Or add a spot where you can like link context or something like that.
All right. But it's doing it, right? Okay. So now let's do that. So what we're going to do is, by not creating a line, but by finding a relevant line or phrase that everyone knows. Finding a common.
Whoa.
Okay, let's try that. All right, so now we're going to do it again. If we go into the console, I can go back up here and I can look at the input. I can copy that, and then I can redo it. All right, so start. There we go. Create a pun about Neon One and Tim Sarantonio. All right, now it's thinking. And to the end user, the preview just shows what the end user is looking for. So it's just showing that. If we go into the console, we can see that.
See where it's working.
Yep, exactly. No errors this time. This is where, like, looking at this is super interesting. This is the actual text that it's giving.
That is so cool because
I know. And here's the system instruction right here. So if we put something in the system instruction. Yeah. Okay. All right. Output. Okay. All right. So here we go. Oh, Neon One for the books. Okay. That's actually pretty good.
That's really good.
Is a real Tim in the nonprofit sector. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Okay. Generate new one.
We should add like a explainer under it.
Like, he knows how to saran up his ideas. I don't. Oh, wrap up his ideas. Maybe it was wrap up his ideas.
Oh, that's funny, actually. If that's,
I think it is. I mean, we can go in and we can actually find the thinking behind this, right?
Could you add to the output like underneath in italics or something? Like, give a little explainer, like why or what?
Yeah,
why
sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's just go here and then say, in the final output, tell the user what the pun is, what phrase the pun comes from.
Yeah.
All right. And then let's, I think I still have this in here. Start, paste. All right, cool.
To Tim's earlier point, so what I was doing in the background was trying to build this like generator and grader off of my document. So I was actually in Gemini on Google Doc while this is loading. And to his point earlier, like this got complex real fast, like real fast. And it's getting harder and harder for me to like course correct it. So I think that's an interesting like point to say, like to make in that it's just keeping it simple, even in something as complex as AI or workflow building, really important. Oh, it just italicized parts of it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Last prompt we're going to do here is I'm going to just literally just say, make puns about the, and then if you hit at, you can just say about that. Make 10 or make 3 puns about this. All right. And then I'm going to remove this line. Sorry, I'm going to remove just that line. Cool. So now it's not doing anything, and I'm going to have this go to here, and I'm going to take this out, right? So now we just redirected it. I also think maybe that deleted it, which I don't really care. All right.
It might have.
Okay, so now we just created a super simple one, make 3 puns about this, right? And let's do this one more time. And I'm just doing it this way because sometimes we're overcomplicating. And I wonder if we just say, you're going to make puns.
Yeah.
I wonder what it will do. And it might just make better puns. And we're going to make one other change at the end. Now it's generating the web page.
When it comes to nonprofit tech,
Okay.
San Antonio always brings a spark to the conversation. Quit. The minute I start reading, you switch it. You're driving
me
nuts.
Go ahead, say it again.
No, move your cursor.
No, I'm going to do it again. No, this time I'm not going to.
You're a liar. You're the worst.
No, okay, go ahead.
No, you read it.
Okay, yes, I was absolutely going to add another one. You asked a really good question, which was add assets. Okay, so you created a file, right?
Yep. Yeah. If you go to Drive and type, it should be like the first one that pops up.
Okay. Well, it should be this file right here, right? So let's just try that. Let's see if that works. Shared with me. Did you share this with me?
Right
Pun
there.
Science, right there. Selecting that. All right. Now, we can have this be an input as well. So this is going to go in here, right? And we want to say, learn about puns here. All right. And then I want to give it one other thing. So now it's just going to use that when it's learning about puns. We're going to go back to this. We're going to do a new one. And this time we're going to say, create 5 puns about the word pun. Okay, great. And then I'm curious what this is going to do. So let's grab this and look at the generation here. And again, the thing that is so helpful about this is that it shows you these parts right here. So
yeah,
it's showing you this file data. So that wasn't there before. And then it doesn't have any other context to it.
I'm glad to see you do it like this, though, because I've added assets before and I haven't understood how to make them part of the flow.
Yep.
Like literally until the moment.
Oh, cool. That's fine. This is why we do this, right? Yes. Because this is how we learn, literally. Yes. And I hadn't thought about adding this idea in. That makes it really different than adding everything into the prompt. I tried to make a joke about writing, but I couldn't think of a good pun. It's actually pretty good. A whole punnet? I don't know what that is. A whole punnet. Yeah. Okay. Pure pun. Okay, that was pretty good. Punch above their weight. Good. Pungent. Oh, that's good. I like that one. Okay, this is by far the best output I think that we've seen, right?
I completely agree.
Okay, last thing we're going to try here is this is in Flash. I want to put it in Pro and show people Pro is just a lot smarter. So if we go back and I want to go to I want to use exactly what I did before. So 5 puns. All right, go to theme, preview. We're going to restart this. Start. Okay. And then while that's thinking, we're going to share this. We're going to make this public so anyone can see this.
Oh.
Right? You all can go and grab that. Share my assets. I'm going to share your document as well. So now all these are going to be shareable. And I'm going to copy that link and we'll put that in the live show. So anybody that wants it can grab it. So here's the opal. The Punisher opal, right?
That's fun.
Okay, cool. So now anybody can have this. And something went wrong. Okay, all right.
Dang.
I know. I'm disappointed about that. You know what I'm gonna remove this.
Oh, yeah.
And generate puns. Why is it giving me a red thing on this? Okay, now it's not.
Weird though.
Yeah, it is weird. That is where it had the problem. So let's go into the console and see what that problem was. Oh, same thing. I want to update this so that it is advanced settings, model. We want Pro. Okay. And I'm going to redo this one more time. Pro is better at thinking and is better at solving its own problems. So
Pro?
2 reasons to use Pro instead of Flash. So Pro is like
Gemini.
Flash. Yeah, these are different models, right? So Flash is like eco mode if you're driving a car and you don't want to use as much gas, right? Eco mode. That's what Flash is. If you want sport mode, where it's like all the power that you can get, that is Pro. And the models really do think differently. They give better outputs. So I think Google Opal is a real gem. I tried to type URL from memory, but I just couldn't find the drive. That link had a great workflow. These are not great. Did you like them? Good. So now
I want to show you. Okay, so give me a pun really quick.
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it think.
Is that a pun?
I don't know. Kind of. It's it's what? Okay. All right. Well, I can't.
I'm gonna use the one that
You're welcome, Dan.
Put in
I'm really wait. So Dan, are opals now available in Canada? That's the real question.
I think they are.
I think they are too. Wait, what is this that you're doing? What is happening here?
Okay, so in the background, I built a pun analyzer, like a Punisher that is the like grader version, like grading. And I put his "You need hot Zoss for cool AI," which is what Dan Kershaw put in the comments.
What? That is a good one. I like that.
So what it did was it gave us, which I don't have it fully connected here, but it gave us a full analysis based on the science. So I think the science is better applied retroactively, right? Like what we're learning today, actually, and then we got a jet, Tim. We're definitely.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, we've got. Yeah.
Okay. But I think one of the things that we've learned, and I am actually so glad that Tim came on because he pointed it out there too, which is like the thing that makes us different, the thing that makes a good pun is the human in it, right? Like, yes, we could absolutely use AI to brainstorm puns, and I guarantee you I do. But if I actually take a minute and look back at the titles I've chose for our episodes versus what output I was getting from my generator, I've almost always edited in some way, shape, or form.
Yep.
And so the science is really helpful, but perhaps it's more helpful on the back end, right? Like to see, okay, the contextual support index is saying like, it's probably missing some things. But to have it try to generate it, like using science and math to try and generate specifically something contextually creative and contemporary is not as doable with AI, right? Like, it's just, at the end of the day, we're asking like dots and zeros and ones to do this for us. And the funny part of it is when I say like, I pickle you, and it's funny because I'm wearing a pickle shirt, not because I said I pickle you, right? Like, it doesn't have the context of the situation like we need. And so I think that's really interesting. I think it was also, I appreciate you so much for like showing us the Opal flow, and like, I know you spent a lot more time in it. So that's been really helpful for me to see, because then I was able to pull this over and make sort of like a greater app. So I will also make sure that app is on the LinkedIn and the YouTube.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, super fun. Also, the thing on your head you commented 2 days ago was a Joker hat. I had a crown.
Oh,
You had a Joker hat.
Yeah, got it. Like a jester, like a court jester.
Yes.
Okay, so last, like, 2 things I need to add to this. One is, if I were to spend more time on this, I would add a feedback loop where it evaluated its puns, decided if they were funny, and then did it again if they weren't, right? And then went on. So you can create a loop like that. The second thing is, I've spent a lot of time in make.com, N8N, Zapier, Cassidy. And so, to Tim's point, the more time you spend in tools, the more you understand how they kind of work and how flows work. Bless you 5 times, I think.
Oh my God.
I saw you sneezing. Okay. So I think that's really important to know, is that you can take this with you.
Yeah.
Right. What you learn, you take with you. So you get better at all forms of doing this kind of stuff. So, all right. Thanks. This was a great episode. I love the creativity you bring to all of these episodes. Just never know what we're going to do. Yeah.
And again, shout out to Sim San Antonio for just jumping on and vibing with us for a second.
Yep. Absolutely.
Much appreciated. You're always welcome. Anybody, let us know.
All right. Bye,
Bye, friends.
Bye, everybody.